It was October 2015. I officially became a financial consultant in Prudential Hong Kong. It was going pretty well. In the first 3 years, I had a lot of learning, met a lot of mentors, great friends, and my business was building up steadily. Then fast forward 3 years later, 2018, I was pregnant with my second child, and I was really hopeful. I have a client, his name is Mr. Lee. He finally signed up for coverage for himself and his family after 1 year of discussion. Well, I thought I could be hopeful. A few days later, I followed up asking for the payment, the premium. He stopped responding to me. It all began from there. 2018 was the worst year of my career. So you know what they say, when it rains, it pours. Not only my career was starting to slow down, I have reached a bottleneck. Friends and family had already bought from me. I ran out of people. I didn't know where to go. With Mr. Lee, disappeared. I didn't know where my next client would be. Career was pretty bad. And something else happened. At home, of course. My husband told me one day he found some bleeding in his stools in the toilet. Financial consultants, you kind of guess what that means. But we told ourselves, hey, maybe he ate something wrong. It wasn't what we think. Well, the bleeding went away 2 days later. It came back again. And then it went away, and then it came back. By the fourth time it came back, he was panicking. He was having a nervous attack at home. I called up the GI doctor that I know and scheduled him for a colonoscopy the next day. Well, at the colonoscopy, it took about 45 minutes. The doctor called me in, and she looked at me, looked at my pregnant belly, and said, Heather, we found a 4 cm tumor in his colon. And later, it was diagnosed to be stage 2 colon cancer. By that time, I was already 8 months pregnant. My belly was huge. How would you feel if you were me? I was worried. I was worrying a lot. I was having my own anxiety, but I didn't want to tell anyone. I was worried about my older child, who was 4 years old at home, watched by my nanny. I was worried about my in-laws, who is 70s. I was worried about him, his mental state. I was worried about whether he needs treatment, whether he's going to survive. What's going to happen next? What about money? All these questions is endless. It just loops in my head. Here's a picture of him in the hospital. Well, I was devastated. He had a surgery done, major surgery. The doctor removed the tumor and 11 cm of his colon. He was recovering in the hospital, and I was running around. I was going in and out of the hospital, of course, including my own checkup for my pregnancy. And my blood pressure was dropping. I had no idea why. I was so stressed out. I was so tired. By this time, I didn't know what else to do. But I told myself, I must be strong. Just focus on what needs to do next. Treatment, okay, get him out of the hospital, then we get him rested. My son needs to do this and that. Get everything done. It'll be fine. One day, my auntie came to visit me. Her name is Vicky. She was asking how I am doing, and I told her, I got this all planned out. I had this, and he's just going to be fine, and we'll have the doctor follow up in this and that. Then she told me, Heather, stop. Jeez, how are you doing? Are you okay? You're just talking about all these things like it's nothing, but it is something. It is terrible. How are you doing? At that moment, I started crying. I think I cried for 15 minutes. Everything, all the emotions built up inside that I didn't want anyone to see came out. I told her, I don't know what happened. I think God is taking all my luck away. I don't know what I have done to deserve this punishment. I have no luck. My customer disappeared. My business is going down. I don't know what else to do. About 15 minutes later, I stopped crying. She told me, Heather, you're such a powerful woman. Luck or no luck, come on. You have the power to do anything. You have the power to change. You have the power to decide what your attitude is and what action you will take next. She was right. I was thinking to myself, that's interesting. That's an interesting thought. So that day, I started thinking, I started putting all these things about luck. How many of you believe that your success in business depends on luck? Give me a raise of hand. Or luck is important. I did. So I was thinking, she has an interesting point. Then I start to realize that is right. Actually, if I believe that luck determines my business, my life, then what's the point of me working hard? There's no point, right? So I've decided that is not true. And I know that from that day on, I've decided attitude and action really depends on what I choose. I have the power to choose how I look at things. So I want you all to cover your heart as well, to tell yourself, I'm powerful. I have the power to change anything. Especially attitude and my actions. There you go. That's how I sort of woke up from it. Then, because I woke up from it, I started to remember, I have a box of positivity. Okay, you may wonder, what is that? Okay, a little backstory. So a few years ago, I've taken a course on self-improvement. As part of the course, we have a section where the classmate would write on a note on what we see in each other, the positive thing, the gift in you and me, and we'll write on a piece of paper and give it to each other. We'll put it in a little box. We call that piece of paper ray of light. So that ray of light, that box of positivity, it's time to dig it out. It is time when you feel lost, when you feel hopeless, dig it out. So I went and dig it out from my closet, open it up. First note I see, Heather, you are such a friendly person. Second note, Heather, you're a happy person. Third note, Heather, you're amazing. I felt nothing. By the 20th note, it says, Heather, you're a superwoman. Suddenly it hit me. I am a superwoman. I've done it all. I went from IT industry. I went from US back to Hong Kong, and I can still build my business. I can do it. So that moment, I realized, hey, we all need this kind of support. We have our group of friends. We have our strong support. That is very important. But there are times that we don't want to talk to anyone. We just want to be quiet and figure it out. And that box of positivity is very important. And this is what I want to bring you. The first antidote, box of positivity. In our line of business, there's lots of ups and downs. Not even counting our personal lives, right? Business goes ups and down. Our personal lives have different things happening. So, in the down moments, collect yourself a box of positivity. Maybe there are notes, letters, or ask your colleagues, ask your friends to write your little notes. Collect it in a box. Remind you of who you are. Remind you why you're in this business. We're all here. We have a good heart. We want to help people. We are there when they need us the most, right? So, box of positivity is very important. Get yourself one. And so I was starting reading it, and I feel recharged. So once I feel recharged, I started thinking, I can really decide what I want to do next. So that was end of November. as part American, we celebrate Thanksgiving, which is end of November. So we have our Thanksgiving dinner. I have my turkey and I have my stuffing. And at the end of dinner, I was thinking, maybe I should just send some thank you notes to my customers. So that's what I did after dinner with a full belly and still pregnant, eating for two, right? So I sent some thank you messages to my customer. I was sitting there just sending messages, telling them, thank you for all the trust and support. Really, customer, they really need to trust us. And how often do we thank them for their trust? Instead of just thanking them for the business, we thank them for their trust and support. So I sent a message like that. Then I thought, hey, I need to send more messages. Who else? Auntie Vicky, the one who came and supported me and lifted me up at the bottom. So I sent her another message. And along with all those friends who have written me those ray of lights, the little notes, I send them all messages. This is very important. So, interesting enough, after Thanksgiving, the next day, something magical happened. I suddenly received a WhatsApp message. The WhatsApp message was a photo. It was the photo of a bank slip, a bank statement. It was Mr. Lee. He had deposited the premium for the policies that he had signed up for. And ladies and gentlemen, this is how I got my first COT. Now, thank you. Until today, I can't explain what happened. I really can't. But years later, I was reading books and started to understand about the law of attraction. So how many have you read The Secret? So that was my first book. And then there are many other books that talk about similar things. So there's a book, a very old book called The Greatest Salesman in the World. Great book. Okay, I have a list of books that I can recommend. So if you haven't scanned my QR code, just do it later and I will send it to you. Yeah, so I have read some books and I understood that what you manifest, what you put out, you'll get back. So I believe until today is my willingness to take action and my willingness to change my attitude and my willingness to be grateful and contribute to others that have brought me my first COT. So my second antidote is be grateful. And not only be grateful, contribute outwards. Contribution could be as small as a thank you, as small as letting that other person know how great they are. This is what I've gotten, what had lifted me up. So this is interesting. I would say be grateful not only to the big customers, to every single little customers, even if they have just gotten one travel insurance from you, small little deals, doesn't matter. They're there to support you and trusted you. And also, let them know how great they are. How many have you met great clients? Really awesome and nice, right? We all want that. Let them know how great they are. Let them know how great of a parents they are if they have done family planning for their children. It is amazing. Let them know. So be grateful and contribute outward. Now, what's the best time to send grateful messages? I would say is now. So if I can invite you to bring out your cell phone, the first customer comes to your mind, send them a message right now. Tell them that you're grateful for their support, for their trust in you, and you're here in Beijing learning more so that you can give them even better support. You are committed in this industry. You're committed to support them. Send them a message. And let me know if you get something back. You may be the next COT, okay? So do let me know. Yes, you all may. Thank you. Okay, before I go there. Okay, so with that thank you message. Now, I was saying back in 2015, I started a business, and then 3 years later, I reached a bottleneck. So right around that time, I was chatting with some of my mentors, and one of them told me, she said, Heather, you have to continue to break into new circles. If you really want to be successful in this business, there's no way one circle can serve you for the whole career. Then I started contemplating again. That is interesting. So the next day I started looking around, and I have kids, and besides the baby groups and the play groups, then I break into a parenting group. So the parenting group is where I have met Mr. Lee. Actually, I met his wife, Mrs. Lee, first. So when I have met them, so Mrs. Lee came to me to buy a single travel insurance, one trip. It's not even annual. So single travel insurance, not for herself, not for her family. It was for her nanny. She bought a single trip travel insurance because the nanny was going along with them on a trip. So I've actually never met her. I just met her on a parenting group and never see each other. So there's one secret I want to share with you of what I do with my customers. I don't care how big or small the deal is. I insist I will see them in person. So, travel insurance is like 3 pieces of paper. So I call her up and say, hey, I want to deliver the document to you, and I want to explain it in person. Would you have 10 minutes? We can have a cup of coffee. And very quickly, Mrs. Lee said, yeah, sure. So we had set a time and date and met up. Well, of course, the day came, and she was busy. But she had sent over her driver with one of those celebrity type of 7-seater van curtains, right? So I knew then their family is decently well off. Well, of course, nothing I can do, right? I'm not going to, crawl up in the car. But I just knew, have it in my head, I knew that's the family. We kept in touch here and there. And about a year later, she came to me and got health insurance for her nanny. That must be one good nanny, right? Well, I would say she has a really good heart. She wants good coverage for her helper. And she even thought about getting some savings plan for her family. Very, very nice client. So that was about a year after I have that travel insurance with her. So what's interesting was she actually finally met up with me, and we had coffee. And we were chatting and understood more about her family. She had 2 kids. And then she started asking me about, hey, what other kind of insurance do you do? So I told her, yeah, I do life insurance, health insurance, retirement funds, everything. And then she said, okay, interesting. And then that was it. About 6 months later, Mr. Lee contacted me. And then he said, I want to get life insurance for my family. So we finally met up. And another year went by. Finally, Mr. Lee signed up for the insurance, and the rest was what I mentioned. So the third antidote is break into new circles. I believe if I didn't take that action and break into that circle of parenting group, I wouldn't have met Mr. Lee. Breaking into the new circle had brought me my first COT. Now, this is very interesting. New circles could be insurance related or not. Right? There are many different kinds. So one other thing that I've noticed about my own career and my experience, every 3 years or so, the magic number is 3. Every 3 years or so, your circle will run out of people if you have managed it well, right? So about every 2 years, go start a new circle, because some circles don't work out, right? I have some circles that didn't work out. I had invested in it, it didn't work out. Some circles will need time to build. Right? Like Mr. Lee talked about a year and a half. So break into new circles, continuously doing that. Of course, do things that excites you, that you have passion about. If you're not excited about it, it's difficult. But do that planning every 2 years. Now, with breaking into new circles, until today, I will still do that. So from 2015 until 2018, that was 3 years, right? And then 2 years later, what happened? 2018, 2 years later, 2020, what happened? The pandemic happened. Oh my goodness. How many of you were lost? Or maybe you just joined in. Doesn't matter. How many of you are prepared? I wasn't. I wasn't prepared. So what do you do? What can you do? You can't break. It's hard to break into new circles because everything stopped. In Hong Kong, we couldn't even see people. A lot of gym has shut down, beauty parlor has shut down, play groups has shut down. There was no place. Now, before I talk about the next thing, I have a little confession to make in front of Lawrence. So when I joined into the industry, in Hong Kong, we have 4 licenses that we get. We have the life insurance, we have general insurance, we have the retirement fund called MPF. We also have the ILIS, investment-linked license. Well, until 2020, I still haven't made one ILIS policy. And the reason is I was afraid. I didn't know how to do investment. My parents brought me up, very conservative Chinese. They think that investment is dangerous. How many of you have parents like that? Investment is dangerous, don't touch it. But then they sneakily go buy some stocks, right? And then they tell you, oh, I lost money. So I was afraid because I didn't know how to manage it. And she brought up an engineer who went into insurance to do protection, right? So I'm not a very risky person, but at the pandemic, I was kind of lost also, right? So I was thinking to myself, everyone's talking about the stock market dropping and then people having cryptocurrency and all that. And I thought, maybe it's time I need to really understand it. So I spent the 2 years during the pandemic to learn about investment-linked products and also investment. So I'm happy to tell you, in 2023, I signed my first ILIS policy. Yeah, that was a breakthrough for me. I was so nervous, but it was great. So the 4th antidote, when pandemic happens, things that you cannot control, situations you cannot control, right? We talk about having different attitude, different actions. So keep calm and learn a new skill. So the skill can be anything. You can learn how to make coffee. You can learn to do flowers, anything. You never know where it will bring you. My newest thing is spiritual. I started learning about something called human design. I started learning about how to do coaching in life instead of just in financial world. And really enjoyable. And you meet the coolest people, and you never know how they eventually become your client. So keep calm, learn a new skill. Now, with these 2, I want you to think about it for a second. How many of you want your customer to sign up even higher premium the next year? Right? We all want that, But I would say, while you want high premium, also look for broader offering. Grow like a tree. Trees don't just go straight up, right? They also grow sideways. So when you have higher premium, you have broader and more product offerings. You open more doors for yourself, and you can grow like a tree, grow both in height and in width. So now I've been talking about the different methods. So you probably started wondering, what happened to my husband and my son? So I'm happy to share with you. After his surgery, he took about a few months to recover, and the doctor said he was pretty sure there is no cancer cells, and he didn't need any treatments at all. Thank you. And also, all of our critical illness policies paid out. It was already stage 2, right? Stage 2 colon cancer. So money was solved, and a month after he was out of the hospital, my second son came, and his name is Zachary. And that wrapped up my 2018. That roller coaster year ended just fine. So I named him, English name is Zachary. Any Filipinos here? So my sons, they're mixed Filipino. So his first name is Zachary, last name is Diaz. And his Chinese name is Onyin. Onyin means everything is safe and sound. So these are my 2 boys. My older one looks more Filipino. The other one looks more Chinese. So these are my beautiful boys, and they are my love, the love of my life. So with them, I really am grateful being in this industry, really. If I didn't come into this industry, I wouldn't have done the proper planning for my family. I wouldn't have done the proper planning for myself. So I urge you, it's very important to do that. Not just for your clients. I have coached many financial consultants. Many of us would just get a plan here and there and never do the actual proper planning. So this is my 5th antidote. Be your customer first. Okay, this is a little bit English trick here. Why am I not saying be your first customer? Because I'm sure you already did. You probably already bought your own first policy, when you came in, right? How many of you, I see some smiles, right? Yeah, be your own customer first, meaning really do the proper planning for yourself, for your family. You know why this is important? Important is in sales, it's not about how you talk. It's about I'm able to say I would only recommend things I would buy for myself and my family. I have that experience. I can share that strategy and that methods and that experience to the customer. That's most important. It's not about knowing the product inside out and knowing how to say it well. It's about you genuinely telling them, this is what I do for myself. You should do it for you because I care. One of my, in my engineering days, one of my ex-boss told me that I should be a salesperson. At the time, I was still an engineer. I was like, no, I can't. I'm not a good talker. And he said to me, at the time, they have this image of this short little Asian girl, and then this American man, kind of in his 50s, and I would always go out with him, and I would be the technical person, and he's the salesperson. Top sales. My boss told me, you know why Tony, is the top sales guy? It's not because he knows how to talk well. It's because he truly cares about his customer. His customer knows that he is there whenever they need help. So, be your own customer first. And because of this, I have developed my very own financial planning model. I call it dream come true. When the customer sees it and they do the exercise that I do with them, and they can see the true picture of their finances and how they can get to where they want to go and be dream come true, it sells. Mr. Lee, that's how he had bought into it, and many other clients. So would you want some information about that? I'm happy to share, okay? Contribution. So I have a little QR code here you can scan, and there's a little form you can fill out. Just takes 5 minutes. Just put in your email, and I'll send it to you afterwards. You can see. It's very simple. And I have kind of combined the different things I've learned from different mentors and put it together. So this is something that I find very useful. Now, with all of that, I want to wrap up. To truly break through success, what you need is a box of positivity to support you when you're down. And also, may I say, important that you need a strong support group. I have my strong support group right here, who is my upline manager and my colleagues. And they are always there for me. But there are days that you don't want to talk to someone. You just want to figure it out. Box of positivity. Collect it for yourself. And when you're recharged from it, be grateful. And find someone you want to contribute to. Do volunteer works, find some friends that you want to tell them how amazing they are and that they're willing to support you. And you have got them when they fall. Once you have figured that out, break into new circles. Be prepared for any time that you're out of customers. Don't do it when you finally figure out like my first one. Do it continuously every 2 years. Find something interesting to learn. Okay, learn a new skill. Because learning new skills is where you can broaden up your product offerings. And also, when the economy is down, like in Hong Kong, we are having difficult times. A lot of people have left Hong Kong, and we are struggling. But learning new skills have brought me different ways. So, learn new skills. And finally, to be a successful financial consultant, we have to believe in ourselves, believe in our products, believe in the company, believe in the financial planning, insurance that can really help save a lot of families. I have done critical illness claims for customers. Compared to how they look at me when they bought the product, to the day I give them the check, everything is worth it. So have your good heart, bring it out there, support them. Make their dream come true. So with this, I want to thank you for attending my session. May I wish you all great health and also success in 2025. MDRT and UpCOT TOT, you guys can do it. Thank you.
Thank you, Heather. Ladies and gentlemen, what an insightful presentation it was. Over the past 30 minutes, we have explored 5 powerful antidotes that can unlock our success. And now I would like to invite our Chief Executive Officer, Potential Hong Kong, Mr. Lawrence Lam, to the stage to present a souvenir to our presenter. And let's also invite Director, Potential Hong Kong, Ms. Cheris Lee,